So we are making a Hunter Ranger buff slash healer build. As you just saw, my hit points were at 943. The reason why hit points are so important is we have a power called Stag Heart that gives 15% of your hit points to everybody. So it's not 15% of their hit points, it's 15% of your hit points. But it can be further expanded if we use the class feature called Primal Instincts, which I believe raises it to 18%. So that makes our overshields pretty potent if we have high hit points. The other encounter I'm using is called Hawkeye, and it increases everybody's encounter powers by 5%. And this too is affected by Primal Instincts, which I believe 20% of 5% is 1% more, so that increases it to 6% damage. And then for the other encounter, I will use Constricting Arrow because I can cast Strong Grasping Roots from far away, and that gives a tiny bit of damage. These hit points are kind of inflated because I am using all 4 journals, which normally wouldn't be used. I would normally take off that journal and put on the Wyvern Blade set. And I currently have the Chains of Glory on because this has 5 Constitution like the Wyvern, but the belt piece has 2 Constitution while the Wyvern doesn't, and that was just artificially increasing my hit points because I wanted to see what they get to. So normally in my buff build, I don't really care what any of my damage does because that's not the point. My point is keeping people alive and making them hit stronger. So I just have all the highest level armor I can have on. For my main hand, I have on the Holy Avenger. But in the chicken run I'm hoping to do tomorrow, I'm either going to put on Fey Touched, which actually gives a debuff. Oh, I don't have it here. Or I'll use Dread, which reduces its Fake Touch does accuracy, Dread does, I think, their defense. Either way, that will make the chicken stronger, especially if we have 10 chickens. But Holy Avenger gives a slight heal to the group. For my main hand, I just put on Companion Influence because that slightly increases our health points, which makes our overshields slightly stronger. And then of course I have it at health instead of power, which we normally have it at. Oh wait, for the overshields we'll want to have the 5% overshield, because that gives about 40-50k more hit points, which makes our overshield a little bit stronger. But if you don't have it, that's fine. We have a new event coming up next week, which is going to let us get more. And for the chicken run tomorrow, which is mostly about survivability and not damage, I'll be using the 5% damage reduction. I normally run with the rusted leggings, but I have Greaves of the Fallen Angel because they're slightly more hit points, just by like a couple hundred. And I usually run with a 3% damage shirt, but I got the Infernal Forge Assault shirt and the Infernal Forge trousers for the extra hit points. For the 2 rings, any rings have double defense, so you can max Radiance in both of them. But I just switched to the Ring of the Overwhelmed because it also gives a 10% damage mitigation if you're running for 1 second, which you're doing often in Zerial, like when you're running from the Great Divide or running from AoEs. So I'd rather have that safety cushion. Plus, I don't know if the Sentinel bonus stacks. So I'm not in a group right now. I have 920k hit points, but it counts, so that's kind of inflated. I have some 3 consumables that I know that get hit points. If anybody knows any more, please tell me. The Elixir of Fate gives us 1 more Constitution and Charisma, which is about 4,000 hit points. The Guild Food, which gives 4,000 something hit points, and the Caprice, which gives a lot. I think 40k or so. I don't remember the exact amount. And of course, I'm at a campfire, so I'm getting another Constitution and another Charisma. Companions. I have all hit point companions, 16k hit point, 16k hit point, 16k hit point, 16k hit point, and the Energon. I actually have the Rat Pup summoned, and I'm going to show you why. Right now my hit points are at 920, but watch what happens if I do the Bullet Pup, which is another augment. Where are you, guy? So remember, 920. I think it's going to be about 918 with the Bullet Pup. 920, 918. So for some reason it gives slightly more hit points, which again is survivability, but more importantly is for our overshield, which is used to keep everybody alive. We were in companions, that's right. I also have the Energon. Again, I'm not worried at all about power or arm pen or anything like that. Even though it does help slightly, the main focus is support. When I'm running Tom, especially if I'm trying to do a solo, I'll actually use the dedicated Squire. Why do I use the dedicated Squire? Because he does a heal over time to the group. Which is very little, but if you're trying to run solo heal, it's challenging. So when I'm doing Tom, I use him, but for Zero, I'll use the Rat Pup. He actually does decent damage. I would show you, but that's outside the scope of the video. Mounts. Don't worry too much about the insignia bonuses, because really none of them matter except Gladiator's Guile. Self-heal, I guess a little bit that can help, but it doesn't help if you're dead. And I have the Warlord's Inspiration. I usually have that on ×3 if I'm running, which I will tomorrow if I'm running the chicken. But all of these insignias are either Prosperity or Fortitude. But really you don't need Fortitude, they're expensive. And the whole purpose of this build is to have high hit points. You're going to hit 90k defense very easily. The 3 colors I have on are recharge speed. That's so that the with the extra charisma, so that we can do the stag heart a little bit faster. Movement speed, I can never have enough of that. Too bad they took it all away in mod 16, but we're slowly getting it back. And then I have the crescent color for encounter powers, because I usually run DPS. Boons. All hit points, all power, all potions. If you notice, I have it all in potions. I also want this companion influence, but all potions. And then I also have recharge speed. And I have outgoing healing. I don't know if anything is affected by outgoing healing, but I have it there because I don't really need anything else. Don't mind this, because I don't think I can heal for 10% of our hit points to anybody. But if we did, I would use this one. Reduced recharge speed and heal over time effect. For guild boons though, I have crit severity just for the little bit of damage we do. Hit points, of course, but check out this. This helps our healing. Causes our healing potions to heal your everybody in the group for 75% of what they would do for you. I don't know if that's all for for all 10 members or for just the 5 people in your group. But if it's for all 10, it's even better in a 10-man trial. The mount powers I have the 60k hit points, but I also have the one from the Golden Lion, and this gives a 30% overshield. This overshield is amazing, and if you're solo healing Tom during the fire phase, this is very useful, because what I'll do is I'll use this first. No, I'm sorry, I'll use Stagheart first, and then I'll use the Pally Sigil to give an AoE heals to everybody in the group. And then I'll use this one once the blue bar goes away. The reason I use Stagheart first is because after I cast the Pally Sigil, I've used the health potions to heal the group. And our Stagheart is down, all the blue's gone. I'll use this one. And then by the time they need another overshield, the Stagheart will be ready to go. So you can just keep those overshields going. Our biggest issue during Tom is, as a solo heal, is the fire phase. So that's my way around it. But you also remember you're getting the heals from the Holy Vorpal. You're getting the heals from the potion, but those have a cooldown, I think, of 16 seconds. And you're also getting a heal from the Pally Sigil. What else am I forgetting? Oh yes. So the difference is I have my points in Constitution, which increases our hit points. But I also have them in Charisma, which increases our companion influence, and recharge speed. Both those are helpful for making a healer build. Not very much, just a tad bit, but every bit helps, especially if it's a really close run. Again, some stats may be capped, but I don't care. I guess deflect and crit points would be great in Tom or Zero, but my main focus only is making sure I'm capped on defense and the most amount of heals as possible. So I'm at 863 with Ice. With Caprice, I am at... Oh, it hadn't worn off yet. A lot of those hit points I had were from the group bonus and the other consumables that have worn off. Oh, and of course, when you have a summon companion, you lose some hit points too. So right now I'm at 855, and if I take him off and go back to the rat, I go from 855 to 882. So you don't lower your 900. Your hit points don't go down that much from having a summon companion, but they do go down. And summon companions are usually a detriment in Tom. But the the dedicated squire does not break the ice yet that I've seen, but he does give a group heal when he hits. So that's why I use him. And that is my buff build. Stay classy, Neverwinter.